the stage of history.
With the unexpected announcement of Soul Calibur VI a few weeks back at the Video Game Awards, the entire FGC is still shook. Currently, the only characters we know that are returning are Mitsurugi and Sophitia. We all know that there will be some returning characters as more news from Bandai Namco will surface in the near future. But what has me scratching my head right now is what guest characters are going to join longtime fans on the road back to the stage of history. As we all know, Soul Calibur is no stranger when it comes to guest characters, with the likes of Link, Spawn, Heihachi, Yoda, Vader, and Starkiller showing up on the main roster. Possibilities are somewhat endless, and with the surprise guest characters that Tekken 7 brought us, such as Akuma and Geese Howard, well, this makes the possibilities become reality. But now, the big question is, who? My name is Reckless Fox, and this is the top 5 guest characters for Soul Calibur 6. Fair warning before we begin, I'm only picking weapon-based characters, so if you're thinking I'm going to be picking Ryu, Goku, Aang, or whoever that does not have a weapon, well, they ain't gonna cut it. Number 5, Thor. If there's one thing Bandai Namco loves to do is to bring characters in that we would never expect to see in any of their fighting games. I mean, look at Soul Calibur 4 and tell me for 1 second you believe Star Wars characters would fit in a Soul Calibur game.
Don't worry, I'll wait.
With the popularity of comic book movies in this day and age, what better way to capitalize on this through other means by putting Marvel's God Thunder up against Maxi, Astaroth, Nightmare, so many more. Also, if done right, Thor will be the first character in the game series to come from Norse mythology. It's somewhat of a big deal when you look at the many characters in the series, some of them repping their respective mythologies. Cassandra and Sophitia representing Greek mythology with their attire they dress in, Yoshimitsu reps the idea of Japanese spirits passing to another host, and Raphael represents vampirism, though we don't really talk about Soul Calibur 5. Thor fits perfectly. Plus, since super moves are coming back to the game for some odd reason, they could easily take its level 3 super from Marvel 3 and put it in the game, or bring in the Thunder God form from the end of Thor Ragnarok. Either way, Bandai Namco has the ability to capitalize on this and make this somewhat of a memorable crossover. Number 4, Ryu Hayabusa from Ninja Gaiden. Many fighting game fans who follow DOA continue to forget that Hayabusa isn't just a ninja with the perfect Azuna drop. He's also pretty much a demon slayer as well. I won't lie and say that I've played all the Ninja Gaiden games, however I do know that the series has come a long way since 1988, and more it got so ridiculous and so over the top it made me want to actually try them for myself. Hayabusa has been in the staple of Team Ninja and has played a key role in the DOA franchise, even with the sex appeal being the benefactor of the company. But when DOA 5 came out, they added guest characters from another legendary franchise, Virtual Fighter, meaning that Team Ninja isn't really hard to play ball with. So if you got Bandai Namco and Team Ninja to share a couple of drinks, we may see Ryu show up at some point, with all his weapons and magic and Azuna drops. Besides, wouldn't you want to see him pull an Azuna drop on Valdo or Taki? Think about it for a minute. Number 3, Squall from Final Fantasy VIII. Now I know what you're thinking. Why not Cloud, or Noctis, or Lightning just to name a few? Well, I got answers for you, Jack. Cloud's already in Smash, Noctis is in Tekken 7, and screw Final Fantasy 13, thank you very much. Final Fantasy VIII is highly underrated for understandable reasons. That being that the story is utterly chaotic and the draw system was annoying to no end. However, when you look at the characters, Squall stands out the most. With a weapon that sounds cool in your head but looks dumb on paper, the Gunblade is still one of the most memorable weapons in video game history. Squall is also one of the few characters from Final Fantasy VIII to make his way into other series like Kingdom Hearts and the Dissidia series. And if you haven't played Dissidia yet, you'll get your chance when the new one drops on the PS4 later next year. But while we're waiting, why not do a little cross promotion? Hell, Noctis is already in Tekken 7, another beloved fighting game franchise from Namco Bandai, so what's the hurry doing it again? After all, if we think about it for 1 second, Soul Calibur, as much as the series wants us to believe it, there is no serious timeline, because if there was one, why in the hell is Vader and Yoda in the universe? Guess we'll never find that out now, will we? Number 2, Virgil from Devil May Cry. I get it. The relationship between Capcom and Bandai Namco has not been all sunshines and rainbows. High Street Fighter Cross Tekken. However, with Akuma being on the Tekken roster now, maybe there is still hope. Virgil made his debut in the Devil May Cry series in Devil May Cry 3. If you want to be technical, it was the first game, and has played a key factor in the franchise since then, even in the reboot that, although was good, no one really asked for. Like his brother Dante, Virgil has gone on to also end up in the Marvel vs. Capcom series, however falling short on being casted in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Now there are ways of bringing him into Soul Calibur 6. For instance, if Bandai Namco wants to stay a bit in the medieval universe, they could easily use his Neo Angelo form from Devil May Cry 1, which could be a pretty cool rival to the poster boy of Soul Calibur, Nightmare. You gotta admit that that would be straight fire. And number 1, drum roll please. Jarro Maru from Samurai Shodown. I know, I'm reaching when it comes to Jarro Maru, and I may be scraping the bottom of SNK's barrel. But if Tekken can do it for my man crush Geese Howard, then why can't they bring Samurai Shodown out of the shadows of obscurity? Samurai Shodown was the flagship game for main protagonist Jarro Maru, and the game that left an impact in the early days of the fighting community in the late 90s, with a unique style brought to the table such as the Rage Art, or K-Groove as it was called, in Capcom vs. SNK 2, which was one of the last games Jarro Maru ever appeared in, the other being Neo Geo Coliseum. Since then, the last Samurai Shodown game that was released was Samurai Shodown Sen on the 360, and well,
Perfect.
we don't talk about that game like we don't mention the existence of Soul Calibur 5. Overall though, when you look at it now, Bandai Namco has now become home to guest characters of other franchises, and somewhat for second chances, and maybe, just maybe, SNK can look at this as an opportunity to bring back a franchise that we so much miss every single day. Well, me, if I can speak for myself. Overall though, give Samurai Shodown a chance, SNK, and just put Jarro Maru in Soul Calibur 6. Hashtag make Samurai Shodown great again. Hey, thanks for watching. In case you're wondering what other platforms I'm on, be sure to follow me on twitch.tv/recklessfox, where I do live playthroughs and my live reviews on television and or movies. Follow me on Twitter to get daily updates and hear me talk about my life outside the internet. And subscribe to my YouTube channel. And be sure to hit the bell icon, because YouTube's algorithm is worse than being mauled to death by a bunch of flesh-eating robots. Till then, keep on wrecking things 20 odds or less. Deuces!